All right, so let's talk about recruiting. So let's take out our notes and a couple things that I'd like to go over. So I love what we do. We do incredible work. If you know me, I'm all about creating significance for people. I'm all about personal growth. I'm all about impact on people, progress, skills for life. Our company is also about skills for life. Uh, every decision our executives make put our people first, and I've seen it for 17 years. And so there is a conviction at the top of our company about preserving this opportunity and this growth process for our reps and for our management team. Every decision they make takes this into account first. The main job of a rep is selling Cutco. That's the main job of a rep, is selling Cutco. The best reps really see the service that they're offering to customers by selling them Cutco. Would we agree on that? Okay, the best reps, they see what they do is they are doing people a favor when they write up an order, right? The best reps really see that, okay? So they believe that undoubtedly, that we have the absolute best product of its type available anywhere in the world, and they believe everyone will benefit from owning it, okay? They have a conviction that is just unshakable in Cutco. If you talk to any of our top people, any challenges that they have to go through to get to the point of getting an appointment is worth it because of how excited they are to introduce Cutco to people, right? Of course, there is a heavy incentive for them to do that, right? With our great pay program and the rewards. But the only long-term success in our business comes from people who really get that, really believe that about the service they're providing to people. So they, we launch somebody from training, and they see people and don't sell, right? It's usually not that they're doing the demo wrong. It's usually about their conviction in the product. Let me rephrase. They're doing the demo wrong, but they also, more importantly than doing the demo wrong, because you could do the demo wrong, but if you're really convicted in the product and have belief that people should own it, people are going to buy, right? Brand new reps first weekend, are they really buying? Are they really buying the product because the rep sold them? Are they really buying the product because they see it's great stuff and they see how convicted the rep is in the product, and that the rep believes that they should own it and that they're going to love it, and the rep, does a good job of connecting that way. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So the same is true for managers. The same is true for managers. Our main job in running an office is recruiting. We are recruiters. Recruiting is a very positive word in the corporate world. It's highly respected. So the biggest challenge of any company is finding enough of the right people. That's the biggest challenge of any company, finding enough of the right people. Any large, successful business is always recruiting people. There's something in all big corporations called an HR department. How many of you have heard of HR department? You know what their job is? Recruiting talented people. That's their main job, is finding good talent to add to the team. All right? That's why they have HR departments. UPS, what industry is UPS in? Some may say shipping. Others would say recruiting. UPS is on every college campus. You want to know why? They're always looking for people to work in their warehouses. They're always looking for new drivers. They're always right? Because people don't stick around long, right? And they're recruiting. And if they don't do a good job recruiting, people don't get their packages. right? Uber, some may say they're in the transportation business. Others would say they're in the recruiting business. They don't have enough drivers to pick you up on time, you're taking a cab, right? Apple and Google, some may say they're in the tech industry. Others would say they're recruiting tech experts, right? College coaches, right? We've heard of this analogy plenty, right? College coaches, some may say they're in the sports industry. Others say they are what? They are recruiters, right? So it's fun to recruit. It's fun to recruit when you believe in what you're recruiting for. It's fun to recruit when you believe in what you're recruiting for. We help people see and realize the vector opportunity. We help thousands of people per year learn the importance of a positive attitude in their work, the importance of professionalism, of time management, and personal sales confidence, right? As a manager, your belief in the rep opportunity is the key. It comes from your, personal sales confidence, right? That's where your belief in the rep opportunity comes from. The management opportunity, we are, the best managers anyway, are hungry to recruit as many good people as we possibly can. Not everyone will be a perfect fit, but most people can gain from working with us in some way. And I'm proud to work for a company that looks for reasons to give people a swing of the bat rather than work for a company that finds a bunch of reasons why not to give somebody an opportunity or a shot. Right? And I love that about what we do. The challenge of extra headaches at times are worth it to see certain people rise that other companies wouldn't have given a chance to. So at the same time, we know that our best recruits move the needle the most. So being aggressive about getting those people in the door will absolutely make a huge difference for your office this summer. People that maybe weren't even looking for a job, maybe didn't even need a job, but we know they would be great here if we recruited them properly and showed them a value of what this could do for them, right? So having an unshakable conviction in the vector opportunity is part of what creates a great manager and a great recruiter. The challenges of recruiting are worth it. They're worth going through in order to help people to get that opportunity. Just like the challenges of a rep on the phone are worth it in order to help their customers get Cutco eventually, right? It's worth it to build a huge team. Managers have, by the way, big time incentives to be great recruiters. The way that our pay program works rewards you for constantly having a new flow of great new awesome representatives. Now, it also rewards you to have a bunch of top reps too. So you have incentive to retain people and train them well and have a great team, right? But, if we just say, okay, I'm happy with my team, no more interviews, no more training, right? You're not going to be happy with your team for long, right? Okay, so it's that influx of great new reps who get off to a good start that kind of keeps the heat, the positive heat under your top people. Say, hey, I got to keep rocking roll here, right? I don't want to be passed by some of these new guys, right? So, so it actually does a service to your current team by you being an aggressive recruiter. You'll get more and more talented as you're a better recruiter because you have more and more people to staff and upgrade, okay? Or they get pushed up because, they get promoted because you can't afford to keep them as an assistant because you got too many assistant manager candidates coming up through the pipeline. So if you don't promote this person, they're just clogging up a spot in your development pipeline. Can't stay here. You're getting promoted, right? Right. So, because you're just so good at developing and recruiting and, having a large pool of talent coming up through your organization. Right? That's where we want to get to. Right. Okay. So, I've heard district managers and I've heard, people refer to their work as honorable work, right? So doctors, honorable work, right? Helping people live longer. Police, they do honorable work, right? Serve and protect. People that want to save trees or save the environment or, save animals, right? They do honorable work. People that work for charities or nonprofits, certainly we can say that that's honorable work. Right? There's lots of examples of what people in life can consider honorable work. Would we agree on that? Okay. What we do is honorable work. Gifts. I want you to think about this. We are giving people a gift. I want you to think about a physical gift box. Okay. I want you to think of it wrapped in a bow. Okay. And we give somebody a gift, and here's what's in the box. All right. What's in the box? In the box is goal setting, time management, presentation skills, learning how to have a positive attitude, how to work with people, how to present yourself, and how to be assertive in a friendly way. It's almost like, here's your gift. Here's your birthday gift. What is it? It's how to have a good life. That's what we do when we recruit, right? So every interview that you run, every flyer that you hand out on campus, every poster that you put up, every steroid PR text that you send, I want you to have that in mind. This is what I'm offering people, right? I'm offering people the tools of a great life. It really is true. So we work with lots of people in our company. Agreed? We work with lots of different people, different backgrounds, right? We give people a shot. Vector attracts all different types of people, and we are open to working with all different types of people. We are an inclusive company, okay? That's the greatest attraction to me as a manager. If we weren't, we wouldn't be, then our company wouldn't be about building people, right? It would be about building some people, right? A segment of the population, you know. But I'll tell you, if somebody has a great attitude and I believe they have a legit shot at success, they're in. Right? They're in. So not a lot of people out there can give a lot of people an opportunity that's so doable and so easily learned, right? And something that so quickly can experience success and progress. Somebody. You know, are there good kids out there that are living in their cars right now? Yeah, I had one that sold 30K for my office a couple of years ago, and I didn't even know it until the end of the summer. Right? You know, are there good kids that are going to Ivy League schools? Absolutely. Right? Yeah, we get those guys on the team too. Right? Are there good kids out there that college isn't their thing? Absolutely. Right? Great kids from that too. Are there for some people, this is a great opportunity while they're figuring things out, right? While they're figuring out what the right path is, right? For sure. We get a lot of those as well. Are there good kids that go to state colleges, right? Absolutely. So our opportunity attracts all different types of people, and I'm proud of that. So that's what we do. We help people grow to have the confidence to accomplish anything they want in life. That's the way I view our opportunity. We fill one of the biggest needs in our whole country, right? And I believe that. We are giving people skills to make them significantly more employable later in life, right? So what other company has as much impact on the future of our country than Cutco? We work with over, I think it's how many thousand, 40,000 a year or something like that. It's more than that, right? 70,000 a year or something. I mean, we work with a ton of people every single year across the country, right? So we have a positive message about life and how to respond to obstacles and challenges that we're offering people. We work with more students than any other company in the country. So when you get into leadership roles, and in our company as well, when you get into a leadership role, the first thing that's important for you to understand is that 97% of this world is not like you. If you assume the people that you're going to be working with are going to be exactly like you, have the same work ethic as you, be able to respond to challenges just like you, if you assume that they're going to be able to bounce back from a crappy day just like you were able to, you assume that they're going to follow instructions just like you did, you are setting yourself up for a world of disappointment and pain, because you're going to be frustrated every single day as a leader if you expect every single person to be, oh, well, I just assumed they were going to do what they were supposed to do because that's what I did, right? That's just not the way the world works. There's a reason why you've gotten to where you are, right? So because what will happen is you'll assume things and they won't happen, and that will cause frustration for you. Would you agree? Okay. where does frustration come from? Okay, if you think of disappointment, what is the word disappointment? It means what? Disappointment. It's what? Missing an expectation. So frustration comes from what? Frustration comes from an expectation that is left unfulfilled. Any disappointment in life is what? From an expectation that is left unfulfilled. So if you assume that everyone's going to be just like you, then you won't take the time to get to know the needs of the people who you lead as much. People ask me how much, Wes, how do you have so much patience with people? Like, I've heard that a lot. Like, Jared used to ask me that. He's like, man, like, how do you just not like snap at people? Like, right? And so it's because I understand my role. And it's because I know that people don't walk into the company ready to be promoted to be a district manager or a DVM or a CSP. It takes grooming. It takes practice. And if there were no mistakes that they made, then there would be no opportunities for me to teach and mold behavior. Right? If there were no mistakes that were made, then my role becomes my role, basically is not needed. Right? As a district or a branch manager, your role is needed to guide people. So if they never make a mistake, then your role is obsolete. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Okay. All right. So, okay. So why am I bringing this up while talking about recruiting? Okay. Because as you've probably noticed, many people who work in our business only work with us for some a few days, some a few weeks, some a few months. Right, and some for a summer or a year, and others for a career. Right, and so why is that? Why do some stick much longer than others? It's human behavior. A rep is all fired up, and then someone doesn't show up to their appointment, or they have a crappy paycheck, and they think they can't do it anymore. Right, or they have a rough week, and then they rationalize why the job's not for them. Oh, I'm just not enjoying it, or I'm just not having fun, or blah, blah, blah. You guys have heard this, right? It's like you just want to smack people, right? Okay. So that's why PDI is so vital for people. Yeah. That's why PDI is so vital. So there are actually some reps. There are some reps that launch from training and never do a single appointment. We have reps like that. Yeah. They launch and they never did a single appointment. And they think, oh, the job's not for me. And you're like, right? There are some that never even try to ask for recommendations. And then we ask them, oh, how many recommendations did you get? And you're like, they didn't think of anybody. And they never even asked. That happens more than you think. Right? There are some reps that never even ask their customers if they want to buy. And then they tell you on the phone that it was a no sale and they couldn't afford it. And they never even went over prices with their customer, because they were just so nervous asking the customer if they wanted to get it. They were so nervous closing that they just skipped page 8 and 9 altogether. My first field training that I ever went on, okay, my first field training, this kid named Dan LeBlanc. I don't even know if I've ever told this story before. Dan LeBlanc, okay? So I went to a field training. I was in my maybe second or third week, okay? And Dan LeBlanc, I went with this guy on his presentation, and so so Dan was, maybe only a couple of grand in sales higher than me or whatever. And I remember going to this appointment, just out all the knives on the dining room table. Like, we didn't even sit down to do a presentation. We get there, he just lays everything out on the dining room table, and we're just chatting with the customer. And she's like, oh, this is cool, what's this, and blah blah blah. And he's like, oh yeah, that's that blah 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 blah. Didn't even take out his take out his training manual at all. And at the end, like, it was, I think the customer still bought a garden tool, or whatever. And we get out of there, and I'm like, so I was like, so did she already had a set that we didn't see? Or it's like, oh no. I was like, so is that normal demo for you? Right? And he's like, yeah, you saw you made a sale, and I was like, Okay, I was like, I need to go field training with somebody different, right? And so I remember I didn't think that at that point. I was like, oh, okay, like, oh, I guess that's a different way of doing things, right? So I called my manager and I was like, so here's what happened, and he's like, yeah, don't listen to anything you just heard, right? And so then I went and watched one of the top reps, and I was like, okay, so here's what I'll tell you, right? We have reps like that, right? We have reps like that, and by the way, sometimes there are even reps on the team that get recognition at a team meeting because they still are in the right circles of showing people to Cutco, and people still buy from them, and we think they're good. You ever ask one of your reps, hey, let me see your demo? You ever ask that? You want to be horrified for an evening and have nightmares? Right? Hey, you'd be shocked. I've had dirty 30 reps that didn't have their clothes memorized. Right? I've had, right? Hey, anyway, tangent, right? Okay, so let's move on. So here's what I'll tell you. Our goal as a company is to help people. By the way, that's why we don't teach advanced stuff, even after somebody have sold a couple grand, because they still probably just need to what? Focus on their demo and focus on the basics, right? Okay. All right. So anyway, our goal is to help everyone achieve 50%. That is our goal. Yes. We don't know who's going to respond correctly to the challenges of the job. Either people choose to grow or they choose to move on when they face a challenge, right? And I love that about our business. I love that it's not easy. I love the fact that our business shines a mirror in front of somebody's face and shows them who they are being at that moment and say, okay, grow or what? Grow or go, right? That's where our business basically, it basically gives people an opportunity to level up. I don't know about you. I felt like I was pretty good at most things in life before Cutco. And it's not a cocky thing. I did well in school. I did well in sports. I did well in, youth group. I was a president of this. I was pretty good at most things that I tried. And Cutco was one of the first things that I actually had to really work at. Right? It was one of the first things that I felt like, okay, this is actually a cool, fun challenge because I can set goals, and I wasn't automatically good at it just because I was me. I had to work, right? And that's why I loved it, right? So it's not overwhelmingly hard either, right? So everyone could do it that we accept, but not everyone chooses to do what they fear. But it does give them an opportunity to overcome those fears. That's what's great about it. So we start with many, we end with few. Any business, right? Any sales business in particular, because it presents challenges to people, right? So we recruit almost every week to build our team. Some stick, some don't. When the manager does things correctly, everyone gets a good experience, regardless of how long they stay. Even if they just go through an interview or just go through a training or one or 2 weeks with us, we want them to leave, positively, right? That they got something out of the position and they feel good about their time spent, right? The times that they don't, they usually blame us, not themselves. That's human nature too, right? So our conviction in the opportunity is key in becoming a manager. Okay. The deeper your conviction, the better of a recruiter you will be. The better you'll be when you have when a rep challenges, has challenges on PDI, right? And the more patient you are in helping them overcome obstacles, because you're thinking about PDI and you're thinking about helping coach this rep, but you're also thinking about their parents. Parents would love for their kid to get in this challenging moment. That's when you're getting good at PDI. You're not just helping them sell more, but you're helping them become a better person and respond to challenges better. So keep it simple. There's only 4 reasons why somebody doesn't sell. 4 reasons why somebody doesn't sell. First reason, not seeing the right people. That's the first reason. By the way, when somebody's struggling and they're like 0 for whatever, or like 1 for 8 or whatever, this is the conversation I'm having in my PC. There's 4 reasons why somebody wouldn't be selling on their demos. I'm going to tell you the 4 reasons. You tell me which one you think is you. Right? Number 1, seeing the right people. Well, they're seeing the right. Yes. They're not seeing the right people. Right? Good. Number two, they're not following the program. So they're not doing the close properly. They're not dropping down properly like Dan LeBlanc, like I talked about, right? Wonder what that guy's doing now. All right. So, okay. So not following the program, not doing the demo properly, not closing, or don't know their close, right? By the way, how many demos would you say that somebody, by what point in their career should somebody have their close memorized? Like page 8 and 9. After they do, by the time they do how many demos? Like if they legit do full, like if they legit do, like if they do 10 demos legit front to back, like they should be pretty close to having page 8 and 9 memorized if they do it 10 times. Would everyone agree with me on that? Yeah. So if you got a rep who, comes in, or if they're like 1 for 8 or, 0 for 10, it's like you hear your close and they're like really brutal. That's a telltale sign that maybe they're not doing the full presentation here, right? Okay, so that's number two, right? They're not following the program, not doing the close and drop down properly. Number three, they don't have the enthusiasm or belief in the value of Cutco. So the rep thinks that Cutco is too expensive. Would you agree if the rep thinks it's too expensive, that's going to come across to their customers? Totally. So if the rep thinks people can't afford it, that's going to have make an impact. Number four, they're not really trying to sell Cutco. They're just trying to get the base pay. Usually when I'm in a PC with somebody, I say, I don't think you're number 4. Say that even if I think they're number 4, right? I don't think you're number 4. I just don't think you're that type of person. I don't think you were raised that way. I really hit the guilt trip, right? So, and it's what, hey, I just don't think you're that type of person that you would, be trying to take advantage of the company like that. I just don't think that's you. So, but hey, I'll let you answer which of these 4 do you think it is, right? And then and then that kind of helps me. Those are 4 reasons. All right. Anyway, that could be a whole nother talk, right? But let's move on. So, here at a time, and then they're not here anymore, right? Get used to it. Get used to it as a leader. That's the way of the world, right? That's the way people are. The key is the more people you recruit, stick around long term. Right? People move on. Be happy that we can impact them during the time that we have them. Right? Think of a kindergarten teacher. Some kids come back and say hello or send them an email or, and a lot don't. Right? Think of an NBA team. Player gets traded and they move on. Or free agency. They could have re-signed with their home team and they decided to take more money elsewhere. It's like a shot to the gut, right? But, right? Most companies have entire human resource departments. They're constantly recruiting new talented people. That's our job, right? The better you are at initial training and driving fast start business, the longer you'll have people stay around with you. Hey, we are teachers. We work with people for a set period of time. Maybe they never did a demo, right? And others are going to be with you the entire campaign, the entire year, and all throughout their college careers, and some for much longer. The benefit that a customer gets is in proportion to the amount of Cutco that they buy from you. How many of you have run into past customers who all they had was a trimmer? How many of you have run into a customer who all they had was a paring knife? I'm not going to like Cutco as much because what? They're going to misuse the crap out of the paring knife and they're going to be like, oh, it didn't stay sharp as long as I thought it would, right? Or whatever. Oh, it was so expensive for this one knife and blah, 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 right? That's what we hear. About if they buy a starter set, like one of the smaller sets, they really enjoy their Cutco. They love their Cutco. Okay. Ultimate or signature owners, Cutco fanatics. Agreed? Mm-hmm. For sure. So we know that the more we sell them, the happier they're going to be. Search and stats and everything, right? So same principle applies with our sales reps. do training, and they go do a couple demos. They get good experience, but they're not going to be as excited about the vector opportunity, right? That's like somebody buying a trimmer. Okay. Customer could get negative, right? Not enough positive experience to outweigh the negative response they may have gotten, right? Okay, what would it be like for a recruit to have a starter set? Like what? They go out, they sell like 6 or 10K, key staff, whatever, right? They're much more excited about the opportunity, right? Hey, I got a lot from that. I made some money, right? A homemaker owner, right? So yeah, they love the Cutco opportunity, right? Higher level experience. A branch manager, that's like the signature experience. We'll call that, right? The signature experience. Quick manager that is promoting branches in other districts, a Cutco kitchen owner, and a division manager is like owning the whole blue book, right? Okay, so we know that the higher up your reps climb, the happier they're going to be in their opportunity. We know that the more Cutco somebody buys, the happier they're going to be with the product. But all those things need to be in our head when we're offering the opportunity, right? We're going to help them be successful. Okay, 4-month time period. We know what it is. $1,800 across the company, let's say, right? Average productivity per rep. We want to get it to over 3,000 to 4,000 average. Now, by the way, why is it so low? Because that takes into account all the other people who what? Didn't even do a demo. They hire, they do one demo with no sale and they quit. Like that, unfortunately, takes into account our stats. It's the people that quit that make it low, right? Not even try for more than a few days. So people that work the whole summer, at least hit 30, at least make $2,000. That's a great summer opportunity for somebody. Have a flexible schedule, percent going into school, club letter, 30, like lots of positives, right? People working their second summer, so people who work one summer and then come back the next summer, the average rep makes at least $6,000 their second summer, working the full second summer. So that's cool. Okay. All right. Up here, okay, with my recruiting talk. So a couple myths about recruiting. I've heard people say, I only want to recruit as many people as I can properly support. It's like, I don't know if I can PDI everybody, right? It's like, I don't know if I can take more people onto the team, right? It's like, I've heard that. I've heard people say, I don't have enough chairs in my office. Rent out a YMCA for your team meeting. It'll be worth it. Okay. Your goal should be to outgrow your office. That's use a high school gym. They'll let you borrow it, right? Donate a Cutco to their kitchen, whatever. I have a recurring like Cutco like dream, right? That I'm like in a football stadium, like, okay, everybody, right? Okay, all right, let's practice our clothes, right? So, it's like how much Cutco would be sold first weekend, right? So, okay. So there's a cap on how many people I can recruit in certain territories. I've heard people say that before. Until we have somebody in Rocky something. What I talked about this at one of the previous meetings, right? They were during the Facebook. They were the person in North Carolina. It was Rocky Point or not Rocky Point, Rocky Mount. I think it was Rocky Mount or something like that. Anyway, Rocky something. Okay, so it was a branch manager a couple months prior to the summer, and they said, heck no, I've already done all this groundwork by getting a bunch of Facebook friends in this smaller, territory or whatever. And they, and had a great summer, and they were able to recruit a ton even though it was a little bit smaller territory, because they just did all the groundwork. But really didn't think small just because of the size of their territory, right? Okay, so rep job's too hard for a lot of people, so I should only focus on the most capable people, or I should only focus on the best recruits. Be outsold by a lot of people this summer. Teams have the masses, but they also have those top people as well, right? So, because you need both. Okay, so recruit students. Marie Rogers, one of my top reps in Berks County. She was one of my top representatives, over 25 grand for, I believe, the summer, and then ended up at 25. 25, I think, the next couple weeks after that, after the summer. And Marie Rogers, she was in her, I think, late 30s or 40s on my team. We call her the Cutco Mama, right? So, yeah, she basically, she was looking for a flexible job, and she was a single mom, and this was awesome fit for her. She loved the energy of the team, and she loved coming to team meetings, and she loved the positive atmosphere. So so don't prejudge, right? And or I'm not getting the right kind of applicants right now. So we can what? We can fix that, right? We know where they are, right? Where are our best applicants? They're at campus. They're where? Like, we know where they are. Crapshoot. But if we what? Into the right circles very, very quickly. And it's a little bit about recruiting. Thanks.